Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, as you can see in this New York Times article, the judge in the Bill Cosby case declared a mistrial. This is after jurors had deliberated for 6 days. And for those of you who do not know, the jury consisted of 6 white men, 4 white women, 1 black man, and 1 black woman. And at this point, this mistrial does not mean that Bill Cosby was declared innocent or anything like that. It is not a vindication. It simply means that the jury was unable to reach a unanimous verdict. That's all that it means. So this case can be retried if the Montgomery County District Attorney, Kevin R. Steele, decides to retry the case. Now, I just want to talk about this case and just provide my thoughts about it. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure just about everybody knows what this case is about. It's about alleged sexual assault. And this is what the plaintiff or the victim claims. And her name is Andrea Constand. And she says this is what happened. She says that Bill Cosby offered to give her some pills, and he said those were herbal pills, and that when she took them, she was immobile, meaning she couldn't move. And she was drifting in and out of consciousness, as this article says. Now, Bill Cosby claims that this is Benadryl, that the drug was Benadryl. That's questionable, to say the least. And she says that she was jolted awake and she felt Mr. Cosby's hands groping her breast under her shirt. And she felt his hand inside of her vagina moving in and out. And she also said that he put her hand on his penis and moved it back and forth. Those are the allegations. So he was charged with aggravated indecent assault and other charges. Now, during this trial, as most people know, he did not testify for himself, but they used excerpts from his deposition. And those excerpts pointed out, like he admitted that he gives women quaaludes and other drugs in order to have sex with them. That's what he acknowledged in his deposition. And also, it was pointed out during the trial that Bill Cosby, after this incident occurred, he actually talked to Miss Constand's mother and he apologized. And he offered to pay for schooling, therapy, and a trip to Florida. And as most people know by now, there are many women who accuse Bill Cosby of similar things. There are women that say that he drugged them and that he sexually assaulted them after drugging them. Many women, dozens of women. So, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've heard of this case, the circumstances, as I said in a prior video, I think that more likely than not, this man is guilty. And I think that if he was any other person, if he was a regular, everyday person, there would be no question about his guilt or innocence. He would have been found guilty on day one. But because he is a famous celebrity, because people love and adore him as Dr. Huxtable from The Cosby Show, because they remember him as Fat Albert, because they remember him as a stand-up comedian and all this and that, I think that some people are just reluctant to view this man as being guilty or possibly guilty of these charges. And I think that this is especially true for African Americans. A lot of African Americans cherish this man because he has done things like he has given to black universities and all that kind of stuff. He has had positive programs like The Cosby Show and that other show about college life, A Different World. So a lot of people admire this man. And I think that because they admire him as a celebrity, that clouds their judgment and it prevents them from looking at the case objectively. And I think that you probably had in this situation a couple of holdout jurors. And I wouldn't be surprised, if it was just a couple of people. that just refused to convict this man, didn't want to see him go to jail. And I think another factor that plays into this is his age. He is 79, from what I understand. He's approaching his twilight years, the last years of his life. He also suffers from blindness right now. He's going blind. If he's not fully blind, he's going blind. And I think that all those things just made him sympathetic to a lot of these jurors. They didn't want to see Dr. Huxtable in jail. It's just that simple. I do not believe, as I said in prior videos, that this is a conspiracy. I don't think that all these people just got together and just made up all these allegations against this man. And this is not something that just came up recently in terms of Miss Constand's allegations. She filed criminal charges against him. I think it was like a year or so after the incident occurred or something like that. Um, and I'm sure somebody will correct me on the exact time, but it wasn't that long after the incident occurred that she tried to press charges against him. So my question is like, what if a man is innocent? Why would he apologize for engaging in consensual conduct? Why would he offer to pay for schooling, therapy, and a trip to Florida if he didn't do anything wrong? That's my question. So, those are just some of my thoughts. Again, I hope this case is retried. I hope that there's a verdict one way or the other, because this mistrial doesn't settle any questions. It doesn't settle the question of guilt or innocence. It doesn't really even address all these other allegations as well. So, again, I hope that there will be a retrial. I would not be surprised if they decide not to retry this case. And I'm really interested in hearing from these jurors. I can't wait till they start doing their interviews. I know that they're going to do that soon. So I look forward to hearing what they have to say. So tell me what you think. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to hate on this video because a lot of people love Bill Cosby. They defend him regardless of the allegations. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.